As Kevin said, I've been training people all over the world really for about 26 years, a quarter of a century. And so I know what works, I know what doesn't work. I've been through good times and bad times and bad, and back to good again. And so I've been through every kind of market, and in almost every type of industry. I've also tried to split every money-making idea, product, scenario that there could possibly be, because I'm just like a lot of you guys, if there's an opportunity, I want to explore it, which means I've lost a lot of money. And then because I don't know when to quit, I've lost a lot more money. And if you can relate to that, you can enter that in the chat box if you like. But I think we're all kind of in the same boat that way, yes? So, you know, the cool thing is, and I can laugh about it now, is that I've had my friends and family laugh at me. I've had one of my dear friends who's probably listening to this right now take me for a walk. You know that walk when friends talk to you about when you need to change your life? That walk. You know, I said, when is this going to change? When are you going to really get where you want to be? Well, I'm pleased to tell you that walk was some time ago. I've also been lied to by some of those so-called gurus who promised me things that I would buy would make me rich, and all I had to do was just buy it, put it on the bookshelf, and you know, immediately my bank account would explode. Well, it exploded with those bounce check things because that didn't make me any money at all. But here's the cool thing. Just when I was at the height of frustration, about to give up and look at just what, you know, maybe taking like a real job, I met this guy. And this is not the day we met. This is just recently, actually, a few weeks ago. But the guy on the left with a big circle around him, that's my buddy Ty Cohen. And next to him is his wife, Melida. And Marianne to the right. Ty, I got to tell you, you know, Ty's got a great history, both being in the music business and being an entrepreneur. And we share so many similar traits. We've been through hell. We've come out the other side. We haven't given up. We really kept the faith. We believed in ourselves, and we wouldn't stop. And we went against the trends. We went against people that said, it'll never work, it'll never work. The cool thing is that Ty found the answer before I did. I found Ty. So I found the answer, too. And the answer for us is the Kindle. And you're going to hear why in just a couple seconds. But the cool thing is that Ty went from really making zero to making just under $30,000 a month, and did it within a really, really short time frame. And when we met and I learned what he was doing, it was just an incredible epiphany for me, because I realized how simple it is, and I realized also, quite frankly, how short-sighted I had been in discounting the power of Amazon and of the Kindle. And I'll freely admit that, because I'm now taking full advantage of it. So I'm going to encourage you guys that if you have one of those judgmental, you know, hats on, take it off right now for the next 90 minutes or so, and think about what could possibly work for you, because this can completely change your world. And you know, if you're involved with social media, you know sometimes it's really hard to build social media powerhouse. You know, it's hard to build it sometimes. This is a way that you can capitalize on it. This is a way to actually reach more people, and it's something that I find to be incredibly easy, and you can operate by remote control. So I am amazingly excited, and you know what? This is why Ty is excited, because he, as I said, went from making no money to making nearly $30,000 a month, and it's really because of one big reason. Because Amazon has made it easy for all of us to make money. You might want to write that down right now, actually. You write down, Amazon makes it easy for us to make money, because honest to goodness, they do. And I'll give you kind of the background of that right now. Here's the whole mindset. Amazon needs content. They're a giant monster for content. If they don't have stuff to sell, they don't make money. So the more new stuff they have to sell that's of quality, the more money they make, and the more money the content providers make. And guess what? You are going to be a content provider. But since we've been talking about Kindles, let's make sure that we all understand what the heck a Kindle is. So exactly what a Kindle is and why you care about it, and why it will make you a secure, long-term, steady income, it's this. A Kindle is really a portable ebook reader, and Amazon created it and developed it, that allows its users to be able to shop for, download, browse, and read ebooks, newspapers, magazines, blogs, reports, and any other type of digital media. It's that simple. Okay? Now, that's what they created. And it took a little bit of time for it to catch on, but boy, has it ever caught on. And it really was a shift. Just as in the music industry, you went from LP records, remember those vinyl records? And we went from that to the 8-track cassettes, to regular cassettes, to CDs, and now to digital, I'm even using an iPod anymore, I use an iPhone. But all of that change has taken place in the music industry. That's what's taking place in the written side of things, in written material. Back in the old days when Gutenberg created the printing press, he had no idea that printing press could almost be out of business. And I could never believe, and if someone told me this a few years ago, that hardcover books would be blown away by digital books, I would have argued with you all day long. But the fact is, and Amazon's chief, Jeff Bezos, who you can see on the right-hand side of the screen over there, has stated that they're basically selling nearly twice as many, listen to this, nearly twice as many Kindle ebooks as they are hardcover books. The stats that he gave back a few months back were 180 Kindle books to 100 hardcover books, and I know it's increased bigger than that. Is that not amazing? I mean, does that blow you away? I mean, that just is shocking. And the thing is, it's shocking in a good way, because the key is to know where the shift is and to roll with that shift and go with that shift. So the digital shift that's taking place is making some people extremely wealthy and financially free, and it doesn't require a whole lot of effort. That's the key. See, because I have to admit to you right now, I mean, and Cabot, honestly, I'm telling the world this right now, I am inherently lazy. I don't want to work very hard. And that's the reason why, one of the reasons why I made the big shift to going to the Kindle side of things, because it doesn't require a whole lot of extra work. In fact, if you guys are lazy here, take a moment of your laziness and tell me. If you're lazy, just put in the chat box, yes, I am. You don't even need to use the word lazy. But just if you have that kind of attitude, you don't have to work very hard, you can admit it to me right here. It's just between us. I say yes, oh my gosh, yes. Some of you are too lazy to even enter into the chat box right now. I see, I know who you are. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Hans.
Brian, I'm not the one that says, oh yes.
That's right. That's Peter. Exactly. So I believe in passive. That's all I can see so far in the answer. But I do too. I believe in passive income all day long. Okay. Now, I will also admit to you that I've been told, and when I tell people I'm lazy, people argue with me because I constantly work long hours. I work real hard, but I work for the privilege of being lazy, because I really, and also I'll give you one other thing too. I will tell you that when you're having fun, you're not working. And when you're having fun, it's not lazy. So there's a whole different mindset there. I mean, let me give you a couple of examples here. You're seeing on the screen a picture of Amanda Hocking. She's a 26-year-old girl from Minnesota in the United States, a virtual unknown, making millions of dollars. Now, millions, let me define that. $5 million, publishing stories to Kindle. 26 years old. Okay, and I don't know if she's single or not, young man, if you're watching, but you might want to journey to Minnesota. She's probably a really good catch. Forbes recently did a profile on her. I mean, that's just one example. Stephen Leather, and he's from the UK, sells about 2,000 ebooks a day on Kindle. And if you just ran a simple number of a royalty of, say, $2 a book, and you'll find that number, you'll far surpass that, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I mean, 2,000 just at $2 a shot. That's $6,000 a day. Do you need a calculator to figure that one out? That's great money. And most recently, John Locke, the first person to sell 1 million Kindle titles, and he did it in less than 1 year with just 9 titles. 9 books, 1 million sold. I mean, guys, that's insane. And you know what? That's not the only people out there doing it. There are hundreds, if not thousands of people that are making thousands, tens of thousands, and more selling content on the Kindle. And I will also tell you, and Todd always want me to tell you this, there's people making even more than him. Okay? And some of them, I dare say, are probably some of the students, which makes them actually very proud between us. But that's just brilliant. Now, there are millions upon millions of Kindle owners, and that's the key to this thing, because it really comes down to market penetration. And I want you to think about this. Amazon did a really good job selling Kindle, and as it grew and the popularity of the Kindle grew, they decided they needed to get it out to even more people, because the bigger it gets, the more money Amazon makes. And it comes right down to that. And remember, Amazon wants to partner with everybody. Okay? Remember, this is the company that people said would never, ever win. So Jeff Bezos has a very, very, very strong constitution and wants to make it work. So he approached some of the major retailers in the United States, Best Buy, Target, Staples, and these are some of the big ones in America, and got them to agree to sell the Kindle in their stores. And it took off in their stores. And that was huge for them. And then Amazon got the call from the market slayer, Walmart. Walmart called them up and said, we'd like to sell the Kindle in our stores. Are you interested? Now, I'll let you vote on that right now. What did Amazon say? Now, as you vote, think about this. Walmart drives a very, very hard bargain. When you do business with Walmart, you make very little of anything on the products you sell. You get great market penetration, but you don't make a lot of money on each product. So tell me, what did Amazon say? Did they say yes, or did they say no? Let's see what you got to say. Did they say yes, or did they say no? I see a bunch of yeses. I see one isolated no. I see a bunch more yeses. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. They would have been crazy to turn Walmart down. Remember something, Walmart is worldwide. They're the largest, actually they're the largest retailer in Mexico, in the whole country of Mexico. They're amazing. And they said yes to Walmart. Now, what did that do for Amazon? It gave them not just another huge outlet, but it gave them huge credibility. The groundswell now of Kindle sold all over the universe is massive. And remember something, having that Kindle out there allows Amazon to sell more and more and more content. And think about this. See, as you think about the whole content element of this, as you think about the content element of this, you got to understand that you are really at the ground level of what we're calling a digital diamond mine. Okay, a digital diamond mine. Now, I want you to understand how this works, and where the money comes from as we delve into this diamond mine, and you see exactly how you can make this work for you and how you can learn to take action in this. Because I got to share with you, Ty has been able to make a lot of money just playing around with it. I mean, not even knowing what he was doing in the first few months, and then gradually testing, tweaking, adjusting, and adapting, and building systems that are unstoppable to really capitalize on this opportunity. It is absolutely insane. And he has it so wired that, honestly, it's like a cookbook. You follow the instructions and you make money. I mean, it is really a no-brainer. So let's get rocking and rolling with this. And as we do, I want to do one fast thing. I really want to give you a complete disclaimer so that you understand exactly what's going on here. Because the one thing we want to do is really be completely transparent. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the physical checks that Ty received from publishing content for Kindle. And I'm going to say that these are physical checks because Ty recently changed his account. With a Kindle, you have a choice about getting a real check or having it electronically deposited in your account. And I'll show you the options a little bit later and why you might want to do one versus the other. So he no longer gets physical checks. And the earnings I'm going to show you are not typical, and we can't guarantee you'll make them, obviously. Some people will never do anything, okay? And some people will make far more. So there's different factors involved. Everyone's different as to what they want to do. So the system's easy. There's a huge chance of we making more or less than what you see the Ty's made. But what I'm showing you is absolutely real. And as I said to you before, there's people that are making even more than Ty. So if you're ready, let's take a look at what actually has been done. Here's the proof. This is one of Ty's first checks. November of 2010, he got a check for $2,297.30. That's U.S. dollars. So you can adjust that into whatever currency that you're using right now. And that was his first check. And Ty was amused by that. And he thought, that's a really cool amount of money. But honestly, he was doing a few other things at the time and kind of just deposited the check and left things alone, and that was it. And really didn't give it any other thought. He did absolutely nothing until next month when he got his next check. And here's the next check. That check, dated at the end of December, same month, was for $2,873.13. Now you might think, oh, it's only $600 different, but you missed the 25% increase that he made by doing, what did I say? Absolutely nothing. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think happened? I mean, how is it possible that he could do nothing and make more money? And you can just drop that in the chat room here. I love when you participate. Okay. What year? I mean, how much? What did it happen? Why did it go up? I see a couple of things here. Well, the answer for those of you that type some of this in here is that more Kindles got sold. More people were every month and every day. Thousands upon thousands of Kindles are being sold. So the universe of Kindle users is growing dramatically, which means the universe of buyers is growing dramatically. And understand that people are searching for ebooks every single day. And as the universe grows, as people are buying these Kindles, they're looking for more Kindle products, okay? That's where they're coming from. So did they do anything new? No. But the market grew. Now, does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? So by seeing that he got a 25% raise by doing nothing, What do you think he did? He added more content. He put up some more titles. And then the following month, things changed again. This next check was $4,462.53, and that was a grand old change, a 55% increase. Okay, now I think that's super, absolutely super. Okay, and with the royalties increasing, okay, remember it was because of two main factors. Number one, more Kindles being sold, and number two, more content that he put up into his Kindle account. So he had more to sell to more people that were buyers. Does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense? You can obviously stick that right in the chat box and let me know if that makes sense to you, because I want to make sure we're all on the same page here. Excellent. Awesome. I'm glad. That's terrific. Good. And we're on the same page. Now, here's the thing. With seeing a 55% increase, this definitely got his attention. And it also got his wife's attention. And so the two of them, and they work together. They're a great, great team. They're the most incredible couple. They're awesome, and they're fabulous parents. They're great. I love their kids. Anyway, they started testing everything. They started testing headlines. They started testing covers. They started testing book names, designs, descriptions, everything. I mean, he is a testing monster. Ty is like major league engineer when it comes to that. And he discovered a few things. And in that model of testing, he went from $4,462 in January to the next check, $8,403.84. That's an 88% increase, almost double the previous month. Now, can you say, wow? That is absolutely amazing. And that's how it all began. And he never looked back. And the cool thing is that his account now is pulling in nearly $30,000 a month. And he will admit to you that there's part of his account he doesn't even look at right now that could bring him in even more money. And I'll show you one of those things in a little bit. Okay? Now, it took him nearly 10 years to find something that's easy. And this is not something you find every day. And you know what? We may never see anything like this ever again. Now, I would love to show you more of his checks and more of what his deposits are. But quite frankly, showing you anything live right now on his account violates Amazon's terms of service. And if you were making $30,000 a month, that is one heck of a cash cow to risk. So we can't show any more of any of his current checks. But let me tell you, it's still coming in, and it's coming in steady and stable and regular. And his students are getting the same sorts of results, and I'll show you some of those in a little bit as well. So I want to take you through, and I want to maximize your time right now, and I love to take you step by step. So are you ready? Excuse me. I'm so excited. My throat's going out of me here. If you're ready, just enter ready in the chat box. Say ready, 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 and we're going to rock and roll. Okay, here we go. In the next couple minutes, I'm going to show you a 3-step system to making money. I'm going to show you which market to sell the best. I'm going to show you how to pick winning titles for your ebooks. That's so fundamental, and there's some great strategies here. Then I'm going to show you how to create your very own Amazon Kindle account that you can start selling from. And then I'm going to show you how to publish your own ebooks, your own reports, and your own content with it. And then I'm going to share with you one of the top price points that have been proven to make the most profit. Now, let me share with you something. Ty has tested about 50 different price points, 50 different prices, and it came down to recognizing that there's 4 that are the most popular and powerful prices that you can use. He'll share with you, and we'll share with you, one of them right now in this webinar, okay? And that's going to be really powerful to you. We're also going to talk about how to find the hot topics that will make money. Because, see, the first thing we have to do in the 3 steps is to do research. We have to research what's going to make us money. And we want to research what's popular and what people are searching for. See, you can literally sell content for nearly every topic, except obviously the legal stuff, and that means as well. So you can sell how-to information, stories, guides, reports, manuscripts, biographies, courses, almost anything. But I want to show you a couple easy ways, and remember the accent is on easy, because remember, Amazon wants you to make money, and Amazon wants you to make it easy to make money. And this is about as easy as it can possibly get. Okay, here we go. To do this, you're going to use Google's free keyword tool. And to find that, you will just go ahead and Google it if you want, free Google keyword tool. And when you do Google it, it'll be the first. It'll be really the first result you see here. Since you're Googling a Google item, they'll have to give you their results first, of course. So you'll get to a page that looks something similar to this. And then what you'll do is you'll enter your keyword or phrase or a couple of them in here, and then you'll just click the search button. And when you click the search button, we're searching right now for dreams interpretation, what do dreams mean, meaning of dreams. So let's just say that we're playing with a market for dreams, okay? Now, they'll show you your keywords up here, your interpretation, dreams interpretation, and so on. Plus, they'll also give you a bunch of other options as well. Now, notice, by the way, that the monthly global searches for these top 3 things that we've asked for are over 2 million. Is there a market for this? Over 2 million per month, okay? But Google will also give you some other alternatives as well. And you'll find these to be very interesting. What is the meaning of dreams, the meaning of the dreams, dreams meaning of, the meaning of my dreams. We'll get to this one in a minute and what that's all about. But you'll see that there's a huge change in the difference of searches. And these go from 550 down to 18,000 for this one right over here. So there's a lot of opportunities there. Okay, so we're going to go very quickly through that and take us to the next step. Okay, now the cool thing is that Google's going to give us some great alternatives. Let me give you another example. Okay, how about for someone who's interested in cooking, or in my case, interested in eating? How about recipes for desserts with strawberries? There's 12,100 monthly searches for that. And you'll see strawberry desserts recipes, strawberry recipes for strawberry desserts, easy strawberry desserts, and so on. Look at the searches, 33,000, 12,000, 1,900, and so on. Okay, now, there are a couple of ground rules that we have for you. Remember on the page before we had over 2 million searches? Well, how do you know which is the right thing to go for? I mean, what makes the most sense? Well, our ground rule is this. For combined searches, for combined phrases, meaning like everything that might relate to strawberry desserts, we'll add this all together, and we really want that the search total to be between about 10,000 and 100,000. Not more and not less. Why not more? Well, we want it to be more because that means the market is so big that we could get lost. And there may be a huge amount of competition. And frankly, I don't want to have to compete with a lot of people if there's an easier way to play. And there is an easier way to play. Likewise, if no more than 10,000 people are searching, that means the market's really not big enough. And I really don't want to be working on like a Ferrari if everyone else is driving Chevys. You know, I want to be in a marketplace where everyone wants what I've got to sell. So I want to be in that sweet spot of 10 to 100,000. Everybody got that? So now let's go back and cherry pick our titles once we know what our niches are. So in the dreams area, we're going back to that page for dreams interpretation, and you'll see this meaning of my dreams that I circled right over here. Okay, the meaning of my dreams. Is that a decent title? It's not a bad title to start with, and Google helped us select it. So Google can do a lot of the work for us, the heavy lifting for us, and I'll share with you how you can even enhance those and make them even more powerful. But that's a good one right there. And you'll notice, by the way, a meaning of my dreams is at 18,100. Okay, so not a bad place to start. On the strawberry one, recipes for desserts of strawberry is kind of boring, but how about easy strawberry desserts? Now, I can enhance that one too, and we'll get into some title enhancers in a little bit, but you could do easy strawberry desserts in 10 minutes or less, easy strawberry desserts with less than 100 calories, easy strawberry desserts for lactose intolerant, and you could get as detailed as you like, and a lot of times getting that kind of detail gets right into the head of your buyer, and that is exactly how you sell your books. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Now, some people will ask the question, I don't get it. We're selling these ebooks on Amazon, not Google, so why should we be concerned with using the keyword tool to create titles? And here's the reason why, guys. The reason why the keyword tool search is so important and so amazing is that Google loves Amazon. They do. And the higher you get your titles ranked in Google, the more additional money you're going to make when people just happen to be searching Google and coming across your title. Let me share with you why. First, I want you to understand something very basic about our friends at Google. Google loves good, clean, relevant content. They want stuff that's solid and clean, and that's what Amazon offers. So that little love affair of Google finding good content and making their searches mean something, Amazon is feeding the Google hunger. Okay, so let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Here's an ebook by Sarah May, How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. Okay, and it's a great title, isn't it? How to Market and Sell Your Ebook. Well, if someone were to Google that, and by the way, when you do Google how to market and sell your ebook, you get about 5 million results. So let's take a look at what comes up. Now, the first two results are in yellow, as you see here, and those are the paid searches. Okay, those are for advertisements. Let's take a look at the next two. The next two is another one here, different book. And then what's this last one here? Take a peek at this one. It's an Amazon.com link directly to the Amazon page right here. Now, is that not cool? It is first page of Google. It is the second organic search. And what grabs you about this? What do you think is most important about that particular piece? What grabs your attention on it? You can go ahead and you can participate right over here. Just jot it in there. Okay, I'm seeing it absolutely. Go right ahead. What is it about that particular listing there that captures your attention? I'm seeing a lot of things here, and a lot of you are absolutely right on. Yes, Amazon is instant credibility, definitely, absolutely. There's 47 reviews. That's also more credibility. The 5 stars. Oh yeah, a lot of you are hitting 5 stars. Absolutely, absolutely, David, Sandy, Leonard. Okay, the reviews, Trevor, really important. But you got the 5 stars, and the stars itself graphically capture your attention. Definitely, those stars are huge. The reviews are there, which gives you total social proof. I mean, huge, especially when it's 5 stars. If it was 1 star, it wouldn't be so good, would it? But 5 solid stars. And here's something else. Okay, customers, Sabine, you're absolutely right. Customers have already bought it. They've already bought it, and the price is listed. So when someone clicks on that, they're already buying. I mean, they're clear. This isn't just someone who's just testing things. They're real clear they want it. And yes, Lee's really cool. It's in stock. Absolutely right. And you know what? Kindle stuff, it's always in stock. It's never out of stock. But let me give you one other one that I don't think anyone put in yet. I don't see it. This, my friends, is easy, no-brainer SEO. If you're familiar with search engine optimization, SEO, it can be incredibly hard, frustrating, expensive, time-consuming, and did I say frustrating? I'm saying it again. SEO has been something that I've never enjoyed doing, and therefore I've never done it really well. But this does not require a moment of your time to do anything to do with SEO, because Google and Amazon took care of it for you. You follow the strategy, and we go into this in much more depth in the course, of course, but you follow the strategy, and the work is done for you. Front page of Google almost instantly. I mean, and it's buyers ready to roll. Let me show you another one. I mean, this gets me so excited. Here we go. Here's another book, How to Earn Passive Income in a Lousy Economy. Okay, I love this title. Okay, now this book comes up like everywhere. This title, when someone's searching how to earn passive income in a lousy economy, Amazon.com comes up once, Amazon.com comes up second time, Amazon.com comes up a third time. See how powerful this is? I mean, it's absolutely insane. And it is, to me, the path of least resistance to making money. I mean, it's just that simple. And that's why I love it so much. Use the Google keyword tool to find topics and create titles, and you'll be virtually unstoppable. And now I want to discuss a few more ways to create killer titles. Now, by the way, one thing I may not have mentioned before, and I want to make sure I do before I go any further. We've talked about the Kindle hard product itself. But what if you didn't buy a Kindle? What if you have a computer? What if you have an iPad? If you have an iPhone, and so on? Amazon created an app that is a Kindle app that goes cross-platform. There's an app for your Mac. There's an app for your PC. There's an app for my iPad. So I have a Kindle on my iPad. Okay. There's an app for my iPhone. Then I have Kindle on my iPhone. So and yes, there's one for those of you guys that are using, I believe, for Blackberries and also for Androids. So the bottom line is that Amazon has covered the world with Kindle. So I didn't mean to neglect those of you that are using Kindle on other devices, but Kindle is completely and totally universal. And in most cases, you can actually read your ebook on the actual physical Kindle, on your Mac, PC, on your iPhone, and even if you're on page 6, and then on your Mac, and then you go to read it on your Kindle, you'll still be at page 6. It's genius what they've created, absolutely genius. And because of that, they make it easy for us. And again, that's why they want us. They want us to be able to give them more content, so they can go ahead and make more money selling these things. And when they make money, guess what? We make money. But now let's talk about how we can enhance our profits by doubling and tripling our sales. And that is what we call title enhancers. Okay, after months of testing, we found that simply adding the following elements to titles can dramatically increase sales. And I want to share with you what some of those are right now. Okay, and then we'll go back and take a look at the keyword tool again. Okay, now the big thing about these title enhancers is that they actually help answer the questions that your buyers are actually asking themselves in the back of their minds. You want to get inside of their brain. So I'll give you an example. And remember, we're trying to speak to our prospects on an unconscious level. Let's say, for example, that you're married and your name is John, okay? And so obviously you're a guy. Now, John, you promised your wife that you're going to stain the deck for probably this past 6 months or so. And today is a beautiful day, and all you really want to do is kind of hang out in the backyard, but your wife has another idea. And her idea is that 6 months is long enough, and you better stain it today, or otherwise you're sleeping in the garage, okay, alone. So you now are motivated, and you're motivated to do it today, but you have no clue how to stain the deck because you've never done that before. So you whip out your Kindle, and you search stain deck. And 2 book titles instantly come up. But meanwhile, you're searching stain deck, but you're thinking in your head, how do I stain this deck? So 2 titles come up. There's How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, or there's Learn to Stain Your Deck. Let me ask you, which book would capture your attention? Which book would you look at much more rapidly? Which book? Yeah, you're right. It's the how-to book. Brian, you're absolutely right. It's the how-to book. How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. That book will sell very quickly. It gives you huge advantages when you're in the how-to mode, absolutely. And by the way, I'm giving you just a few here on your screen. We go through tons more in the course. Ty has been relentless at looking at every possible opportunity that's out there to take advantage of some of these title enhancers. I mean, there's the quickest way, for example, quickest way to make money online, which is much more powerful than the guide to make money online. How about getting a nursing degree? Ty's wife recently got her nursing degree. Well, what would capture your attention? The fastest way to get a nursing degree or health quads nursing, right? So there's so many ways to take advantage of these title enhancers, and they grab the reader's attention. And moreover, it grabs the reader's click. And it's the click that you want, because it's that instant click to buy. And remember, Amazon is the king of that. You'll learn more about that in just a minute. It's insane what they've done. Now, I'll tell you something. Michael Jordan said this, and I thought it was a really incredible quote. Most people fail because they make up imaginary excuses. The only person that can stop you is you. This is limitless, guys. The area in which you can operate is unlimited worldwide and on virtually any topic out there. Okay, and really, the systems that are there, are just absolutely huge. Now, the cool thing is that Ty has created a system to get it done, and you're going to see exactly how to do it. But let's go back to the Google Keyword tool, because I want to share with you something. Remember we talked about adding how-to? So let's take a look at how to garden. Okay? Now, if you just add how to garden, the keyword tool will come up for you. And you'll see here, how to garden, they'll give you how to garden, which got 45 million global searches. So obviously, is that a little bit too big for us? Okay, but now they gave us some alternatives. How to make a garden, how to design a garden, how to build a raised garden bed, or how to plant a garden. So now I want you guys to vote for a minute. I want you to take a look at the last 4 keyword ideas that they suggested to us that we never thought about on our own. Remember, we're being lazy here. We're letting Google do the work for us. They're doing the heavy lifting. Which of those 4? Okay, and you can just put in the number if you want, 1, 2, 3, or 4 in that order. Which of those 4 do you think is the one that we want to concentrate on? Let me see. Okay, we've got one person saying 4. We've got someone saying 2. We've got garden bed, number 3, number 4, number 3, number 3, number 3. Well, the 3s have it, absolutely. Remember, what we talked about was a range of between 10 and 100,000. So while planting a garden at 300 sounds like a good number to play with, it's a little bit too big for us. And remember, I want you to make as much money out of the gate right away. So what we're going to encourage you to do is follow the prescription that Dr. Ty is prescribing for you. When you go through the course, go through the entire course. And I will beg my fellow gentlemen out there that, we as guys rarely read anything, right? We know how to get anywhere. We don't need directions. We know how to put things together coming out of the box. We don't need any of that stuff, right? Well, I'm going to encourage you that when you do start using the course, you follow through it, because it is a complete and easy recipe for success. Yes, you can kind of, hide in the back and do it so no one sees you reading it, but absolutely follow the instructions. It'll be huge. I mean, I'm loving this. Are you guys loving this? You can write it to life right now, and you can absolutely jump in if you like. I mean, are you absolutely loving this? Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, it is so cool. Amazon, guys, Amazon wants you to succeed. Yeah,
if I just jump in, I think that this is, the fact is, all you're doing is just looking at Google, and Google's giving you the resource, giving you the title of the book itself. I mean, that's insane.
I know.
I'm here on my laptop just trying to make notes, and then I'm writing down on Google Keyword Tool my ideas for what it is that I want to do, and I'm just getting all these ideas just here. It's incredible.
It honestly, the biggest challenge I've got is conveying to people that it really is this easy, and you don't need to muck it up. If you just follow what Ty teaches us, it is so incredibly simple. And most people tend to resist simplicity because we think we've got to make it complicated for it to be good. It doesn't have to be complicated. And you know what? Ty didn't really even want me to present this piece of it. This is the first time I've been allowed to even share that part of it. But I insist that we at least get more of this information out there, because it's just, they want you to succeed, and it's honestly that easy. Now remember, there are some crucial things you got to do, and we're losing through a lot of this very quickly because there's so much to cover, and I could go on for hours and hours. But with this, and when you create your titles and create your books, there's only one chance to get it right. So that's why we're showing you, some of these ninja techniques right now, so you can recognize the power of this. When I first saw it, and I was in your shoes, Kevin, I couldn't sleep for days. I was so excited, and I see a lot of you guys are feeling that right now. You're just itching to take action. The cool thing is, and for those of you that are playing the social media game, and I know you are, Kevin, and you're playing it the right way, this is extremely targeted. And if you know anything about marketing online, the more targeted you are, the more money you get to make. People that are amateurs that are not making it in this thing are not being targeted. They're going wide, and they're not making the money that can be made. We want you to make as much money as possible. Amazon wants you to make as much money as possible, and I'll say it over and over again because they need you. They totally, totally need you. Okay? So this is just the research section. And it's huge. And you know what? It's easy. And I told you, I'm lazy, and I don't like to do things hard, so we'll start off. But now we're going to step 2, and that's the creating the content part. And I know people have been putting some questions in the chat box about that. So let me address that concern right now. A lot of people out there do not like to write. Ty admits all day long that he's not a writer. And his wife will say, because she's the English teacher, that she's the one that does the editing, okay? But Ty doesn't write. Ty does not write his books, okay? The 2 things that I'm going to tell you, and they're both really easy, is number 1, get someone else to write it for you. Now, I use this option a lot now, and I want you to understand, I've been a writer for years. I've been a columnist in one of the newspapers in the United States for, I guess it was about, I forget how long ago. I want to say it was a lot of years. I'll say 5 years. I don't even remember anymore. It was so long ago. But I was on deadline every other week writing a column on real estate, and that column made me a lot of money. But you know what? It got tired after a while. I do not write, I shouldn't say this publicly, but I don't write my books anymore. I have people do it for me, okay? And I pay them well for it, but I don't have to pay them a lot. And in fact, I pay them well on their standard, but I pay really virtually nothing on my standard. It's huge. And the cool thing is that you owe, listen to this, 100% of all the rights to it, and you can do whatever you want with it. And you can, for as long as you want, because you own it. So you can resell it forever. And yes, you can put your name on it, and if you want to use a different name, you want to use a pen name, absolutely. Some of the best names that you know as writers out there, ladies and gentlemen, are not the person's real name. They may surprise you. But some of the most famous writers out there, you may think are a lovely woman, when actually it's a man, or vice versa. Okay, and there are a number of different writers that have different brands. Some writers will write mystery books, and they'll also write history books. Okay, and with 2 different names, and they're making a fortune. So do not be concerned with what your name is. You can do whatever you want. Now, we're going to give you the only 3 sites you should use when you get our course to find the right person to write your content. Because you can go a lot of different places and get a lot of bad stuff done. But remember, we've developed the system for you because Ty's been through this before. I would rather have someone go through, blaze the trail, and have me follow with a lot less hassle, and that's what Ty's done. And you're also going to get the exact wording to use when you find someone to look for that right person. So it's a no-brainer. Because if you use the wrong words, you'll pay a lot more. Let me tell you something. We paid as little as $20 to get a book written for us. $20. That's crazy. You can't do it yourself for that cheap. There's just no way. And that's why I don't want to write any books anymore, because it just doesn't pay. I would much rather go out and have a margarita with friends. Okay? That's what I would prefer to do. Okay? But if you like to write, if you feel good about it, if you're an English teacher, for example, and it's part of what you love to do, then by all means go out and do it. Write all day long. And we will give you the templates to use so that your books will be approved, because your books do have to get approved for Amazon. We'll give you the templates to use so that you can get approved every time. So we'll give you the system either way you want to go. We're not telling you you can't write, but we are giving you that option. Okay, and there's some people that absolutely, I met with one gentleman, and he insisted on writing his own books because he didn't feel right about doing it any other way. Well, that's great. You know, I'll have a book out inside of 2 days, and it'll take him 2 months to write the book. Which would you rather have? I'd rather have the book making money for me when? Exactly, right now. So that's how we're going to go ahead and do it. Now, remember, each new book that, and I want you to think of it this way, each new book you create is content. Each new book that you create is like a child of yours that goes out to cultivate income. In other words, that book is a money machine for you. So I want to be able to cultivate as many of those books possible, as quickly as possible, using the system that we're talking about. Is that making sense? Are you guys with me on that? So that's what I want to operate with. Now, that's step 2. Remember, step 1 was to do the research. Step 2 was to create the content. Now, let's go to step 3. This is my favorite part. This is where we turn content into cash. Okay, and the last step takes 5 to 10 minutes or so to create your Kindle publisher's account, as well as add your ebooks to it. I'm going to show you how simple and easy this is. So, in fact, why don't we do it this way? You're going to go to this site. It's kvp.amazon.com. Now, you don't go there. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. But I tell you what, Cabot, you want to time me on this to see how long it takes to do it? We're going to do it live right now. Okay,
I'm game. Let's do it. I'm timing you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so well, don't do it yet until I tell you exactly, because I want to at least be fair on this thing. So let me quickly go over to my Google Chrome account, and I've already put it in here. So it's kdp.amazon.com, and you'll get this page over here. Now, before we sign in, and I'll tell you when we can start in just a second, you can choose to use your own Amazon account if you want. And if you have one Amazon account, it's global with Amazon, meaning that you can use the Associates program if you want to, which we don't recommend, of course. It's not part of this course, and frankly, it limits you. But you can anything you do with Amazon can run through one account, which makes things really very simple. But let's assume for a minute you don't have an Amazon account, which means that that's probably like 1 or 2 of you on this webinar. So let's assume that, and we'll sign you up. So Cabot, I'm ready if you're ready.
All right, let's do it. I'm timing now.
Here we go. Okay, so sign up. I'm clicking on that button, and now, of course, my internet connection is moving around, and it's going to say, let's deny that. Okay, so now we're going to say I'm a new customer, and I'll put in my email address, and we're going to put in, I'm going to give you an email address, habittest@gmail.com. Okay, and you'll put your address in there, of course, and then you'll create a password later, so I'm just going to hit sign in. And we'll wait for them. And now we'll put in my name. So we're going to make your name, Cabot. And there's our email address. Now, one of the big things that you want to do here is make sure that you're actually typing things properly. I'll put in a password. Whoops. And we'll see if I can type it the same way twice. We'll know in a second here. Click the create account. You see how simple this part is. Okay, this is kind of a no-brainer. All right, now, this is the cool part right here, guys. Now, it's going a little bit faster than I wanted it to, because I want to show you another page. But this is the cool thing right here. This is the read and accept the direct publishing terms of service, the KDP terms of service. Now, I want you to promise me that you'll read this. Not right now, okay, but read it when it pops up for you. Because you really want to understand what the terms of service are, what they can do, what they can't do, and really understand what it is you're doing. So I encourage you to do that, and especially you guys out there, you want to know what the rules are. This is a business that can make you a huge amount of money every single month, and you really need to know what the rules are. It's like your own game of Monopoly. You need to know how to play it. So we're obviously going to accept those conditions, because if you don't get to play. And now you get another page. This is the cool part, because this is the terms and conditions for the EU websites, for the European Union websites. I'm talking about the German site, the Spanish site, and so on. So all those other sites, You can market all over the world by simply doing that, clicking the agree button. So I did. Again, I want you to read that as well. Okay? Now, it's telling me right here that my information is incomplete, and I need to finish completing this before I can do anything. So let me go ahead and update this. This usually comes up by itself, but it didn't. So I want to make sure you actually pay attention to what's on your screen. And now here is where you put in your personal information. Hopefully you know this information on your own. Now I happen to be a United States resident, even though I am talking to you from Thailand. So I'll also put in my address, and right now I'm just going to make something up. At any town, let's say that we're in Florida, because it's warmer there right now. 33130 happens to be Florida zip code. And I want to put in a phone number, and you got to make sure you put the phone number in the right Amazon format. So this should be the right format right over here. We'll know in a minute if it doesn't take. It'll tell us. Now, the section on tax information. I don't like to tell anybody what my tax information is because I don't like to pay taxes. But, you know, it's not about what we like. It's about what the rules are. So we put in our tax reporting link. Now, the cool thing is you can choose how you want to get paid. And what I mean is you can decide whether you want to get paid personally, as an individual, as a partnership, or as a corporation. So in my case, I wanted to be a corporation because I like to do everything in a corporate name. So I'm going to be Cabot Corporation. See, there's a conspiracy going on, Cabot. It's all about you today.
Absolutely. It's just you that uses that and not everybody else listening.
As long as the money's coming to you, what do you care, right? Now they want your tax ID. Okay, now this one also has to be in the right format, and I think that the corporate stuff for the United States is 2 digits dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe that's right. We'll know in a minute if I'm wrong or not. But it's as simple as that. And that's something, obviously, that we can't give you. That's your own information there, okay? And more than likely, you can choose to change that if you like. You want to change from personal to corporation or whatever. But for right now, I'm setting up this corporation. But the part that I like the most is this right here, your royalty payments. This is the part where you get to tell Amazon how you want to get paid. I love to talk about how I like to get paid because that's money, okay? Now, you'll see a lot of different sites here. You'll see Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, .de, .fr, .es, .guide. Those are all the different places that Amazon has its Kindle books for. But let's just take a look at the U.S. one right now. That's the main one. And regardless of the fact that you can go all over the world, the bulk of your money is going to come from this one. Now, you can choose to get paid by check, or you can choose to get paid by EFT. For the sake of speed right now, I'm gonna accept getting paid by check, because if you check EFT, it's going to ask for a bank account, and right now I'm not going to put in Cabot's bank account number because probably doesn't want to know it. But the cool thing is that you'll get paid in U.S. currency, and I will encourage you, just because I think it's fun, to get your first check from Amazon, just to have the check, the physical, oh my gosh, it's tangible success. But after that, you can go to EFT. And of course, you go to EFT immediately. It doesn't really matter. EFT gets you paid faster, obviously, because it's electronic. But there is a tangible karmic excitement of holding that first check. Now, I live a virtual life. I travel all over the world extensively. So for me, if I got a check, it would end up at my mother's mailbox because she collects all of my mail for me right now. My mother is a crazy woman. She travels. In fact, right now, my mom is traveling with her Kindle. She has a Kindle, and she is traveling on a boat right now to Antarctica. And trust me, I could not make this up. So she's not checking her mail for 3 weeks. So I want mine coming EFT. Okay, and you probably will ultimately too. Now the next thing is, let's go down to the next one here, and that's Amazon.co.uk. And I'm going to leave them all as checks, but you can choose to get them by checks in pounds, or if you go to EFT, you can take them in pounds or in US dollars if you want. So depending on where you are or how you run your accounting. So we're just going to let this all default to checks. And all you got to do now is simply click Save. And now your information is being saved, and your account, ladies and gentlemen, is basically set up. Let's finish. Let's let it get saved, and now we're done. So how long did that take? Got it? How long did that take?
I'm trying to figure out the maths here. But actually, that took 7 minutes. 7 minutes exactly.
Oh my God.
And that was done very quickly.
Impressive. That was too long. Sure. That was too long. I wanted to do it in 5. I'm mortified. I'm embarrassed. Ty is going to laugh. He's going to tease me. Wow, 7 minutes. Okay, well, and you know what though? Is it worth 7 minutes to do it right and set your path the right way?
Oh, absolutely.
This is where it all begins. I mean, did Amazon make it easy? Now, one thing I didn't show you, and it's on the screen right now, you can cover, I mean, this is where you can be. You can be anywhere. You can be in the Netherlands, in Antilles, you can be in Antarctica, where my mom is headed to right now. You can be in Bosnia, you can be in Bangladesh, you can be in Colombia, Costa Rica, where Ty and I we were there a couple of weeks ago, actually. Hungary, Honduras. In other words, you can be anywhere in the world. Here's Mexico. Ty and I were in Mexico with his wife just a few weeks ago on this great cruise. We'll invite you to that for next year. The bottom line is you can be Vatican City. Okay. The bottom line is you can be anywhere and do this business, and this is proof positive right here. Tonga, Turkey, San Marino, Senegal. Okay. I mean, wherever you want to be, wherever you are, you can publish to Kindle and let Amazon do all the work for you. I mean, this is just absolutely insane. Now, I mean, we went through initially, and as I recall, when we went through the list, we had people from the UK, we had people from Sao Paulo, that's awesome. We had people from Phoenix, Arizona, in the United States. You guys from all over, a lot of the UK, but I see these people all over the world. So this is perfect for you guys. I mean, it's just, to me, it is absolutely genius. And that's the cool thing. Now, let me ask you this most fundamental question. It took 7 minutes to get this started, and I think it was slow. How would you like to be able to create income like this, an income stream, in just 7 minutes by setting it up? I mean, that's just the greatest question of the world. So now, we've got the account set up. What's the next thing we got to do? We've got to go ahead and publish our book. You want to learn how to do that pretty quick? Are you ready to time me again, Cabot?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. All right, now, we just got our account set up at the same screen right over here. So now we go over to the bookshelf. And our bookshelf is going to be empty. Oh my gosh, right here. So that we can start publishing the book, you just click right here to add a new title. You can click here or you can click up here. I don't care which one, doesn't really matter. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a new title. Now, it's going to first try to get you to join KDP Select. We can talk about that later, but KDP Select is an opportunity for you guys to make more money. It's more of an advanced strategy. We go through it in the course, but it's nothing we want to really do with right now. It's not what we want to worry about right now. We're going to get started with putting our book in. Now, the most important thing we're going to do is put in our book name. Now remember, we went through some pretty cool techniques on title enhancers, and we just have to touch the tip of the iceberg. In the course, you're going to learn exactly what to do and how to test some of the titles. Because remember, there's a lot of it. We're only giving you a handful of them right now in this webinar, but there's a ton more. And you'll go through them in detail and choose what you want. It's really easy to enter it here once you know what you're doing. And Amazon makes this whole process incredibly simple. But if you enter the wrong information, your book's not going to sell. So I want you to understand, don't be misled. It's very simple, what you see on the screen, but the work behind the scenes is easy for you, but I want you to recognize that it's important. So let's put in a book name. Let's say sit at 54. I'm just making this up on the fly over here. The single, let's take a middle-aged single woman. How about that? Single woman's guide to a great body. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, but if I was a single woman at 54, I'd probably want to watch this.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Okay? You know, absolutely. I wasn't going to say the great sex, I was saying a great body, because you have a great body, it's probably going to take the next piece of it. Okay? Let's worry about it being part of the series later on, and the additional will cover later on. But let's go right. I mean, you know, sometimes the most impulsive things may be the best titles. You know, you can really think outside the box, but do the work before you get to this page, because once you put it in, it's in. Okay, but here's the description section right over here, and this is the meat of it. if you're thinking in terms of internet marketing and thinking about a website, this is your sales letter. Okay? You've got 4,000 characters, and this is where you're going to put in the benefit statements. This is where you're going to tell your story. This is where you're going to use a lot of keywords. This is really where you're going to spend a bunch of time. And you'll do all this work beforehand, but then you'll just cut and paste it right in, so it'll be very fast to do. So here's where we put our body copy. Whoops. Our body copy sells the book here with great keywords. Okay, again, I'll try and use as many of those 4,000 as is necessary. You don't have to use all 4,000, obviously, but I want to use as much to tell the story to get people interested in the book and engage them in the book. Okay, very simple. That's your sales letter. Okay, now, who is the author of this book? Here's where we actually add our contributors, and that's basically Amazon lingo for authors. So again, this book is all about you, Cabot. All right. Okay.
So you're going to put my name there. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's your title? Well, it's not Mr. or Doctor. It is going to be author. Now, you could be the editor. You could be the illustrator. You could be a narrator. You could be any of these things, but we're going to make you the author. Now, let's say that you were partnering this with me, and I could add another contributor, and we can be co-authors, or I could be the illustrator. So you can choose to do this almost any way you like. They make this so easy for you. A lot of people will do children's books, and so they will absolutely have the illustrator in there, and you'll get an illustrator very inexpensively because the illustrator will get credit. So it's really that simple. And all you got to do is hit the save button, and it's done. Okay? So it's all there. Now, what language are you publishing in? Well, for me, since I speak English, and maybe not so well, but I speak English, that's my language. But you can choose to publish in Spanish, German, French, Italian, and Portuguese. And again, remember, I told you this is a global world here. Okay? The publication date, Amazon will select that for you, and that's a very important strategy that we teach in the course. Okay, so when I'm not glossing over that. I'm specifically leaving it blank for a reason, and you'll learn why in the course. The name of the publisher will be blank for now, and the ISBN number is something that you see in a lot of books in the bookstore, but this is not a bookstore book, so you don't need an ISBN number. And by the way, I neglected to mention, I have been a book publisher before. I found an amazing book in Australia. I actually negotiated the publishing rights for that book, and so I've been through this whole process of getting ISBN numbers, formatting books, getting books ready for publishing, the type printing side of it, and everything. It is a very involved process and takes a long time. Okay, this is done in the blink of an eye. It's incredible. Okay, so you don't need the ISBN number. Number two, verify your publishing rights. This is very, very important, and I want you guys to pay extremely close attention right now. Amazon requires unique content. Let me say it again. Amazon requires unique content. What that means is they don't want books with private label rights. They don't want public domain books that have had copyrights that have probably expired or whatever years ago that anyone can take rights to. Those books are not unique. Thus, they don't fit Amazon's desires. Okay, they want new stuff. And that's why Google likes them so much. So here's where you're going to indicate it's not a public domain work, and then you actually have the rights to that book. Now, some people have tried to circumvent that, but you know it's not going to help you. And remember, the more current and the more specific and relevant your book is, the more you're going to sell, and the happier your people will be, and the better the reviews are. And you want to build a name for yourself. You know, if you are known as an author with 5-star reviews, you'll sell more books, plain and simple. And that's really important, especially if you're going to be in a particular marketplace. Okay. So now we're going to add categories. We're going to target the book to our customers. And we'll take you through how to do this, because this is very, very important, how to categorize your book. Now, this book was Fit at 54, I think we called it, and it was a book for women and women's health. So let's go back up here. Excuse me. And let's see if we can find this really quickly here. I may have gone too quickly past this. Here we go. Health and fitness is where I want it to be. And let's scroll down. You can kind of narrow this down as much as you like. It's definitely not men's health, but it is on weight loss and women's health. That's as much as I'll do right now. You can get more detailed as well. It might relate to yoga for being fit as well. I'll just add it right now. But you can be as, oops, I'm wrong. You only want to enter 2, okay? And Amazon will let you enter only 2. That's really cool, by the way, because if you don't follow it right, they'll let you know. Is this like, fault proof? It's great. It's absolutely great. We've got people that are having their kids do all this because it's just that simple. Now we put your keywords in here. Now, is it hard to find the keywords? Well, it shouldn't be, since since Google gave them to you, right? So we put in women's health. Actually, let's see something. I've already got it in there. Women's health and women's fitness. I'll just be lazy and let that plug right in over there. And you can put up to 7 of them in there. Plain and simple. And next comes your book cover. Now, the book cover is a really important function. It can make or break your book sale, plain and simple. Regular publishers, the big publishers that are, on the main publishing streets of the world, in New York and London, they spend thousands on book covers. We won't. We can get book covers done for, I'm embarrassed to say, like $3. Okay? But I'm going to share with you what one of those covers looks like right now. And I'm going to browse for it real quickly, and I happen to have it right over here. And we'll just upload the book cover right quickly. We'll share with you, of course, exactly how to get the book cover put together and what's important for the book cover, what it needs to have in it. And there's the image. And it says, I uploaded successfully. I can close this out. And there it is right there. Okay? And last but not least, I think we need to send the book, don't you? So let's upload the book file. Now, it's going to ask us about digital rights management. And I'm just going to leave it as do not enable it. But the options really are this. Remember I told you that the Kindle can transfer among different devices? Well, that's what digital rights management is really about. And you may want it to do that, or you may not want it to do that. And this is not time for us to go through that, plus or minus, but we go through it in detail as to why you may or why you may not want to do that, and what the benefits are. So we'll address that one kind of later on, and we'll address that in course with Todd directly. But now the content. We're going to search for the book. And as I search for the book, which is taking a very long time, because there it is, you'll notice that it is a doc file, a Word doc file. Not a docx, but an older format Word doc file. You have a choice of really 2 files. You can use the Word file, or you can use it and put it up in HTML. I prefer the Word file. First of all, because I write everything in Word, that's what I use regularly. And secondly, I'm not a big HTML guy. I don't understand HTML. So I'm going to do it in a language I understand. As I'm uploading this book, and it's already uploaded, Kindle is converting, as you see right over here, to their own format. So they do all the work for us. Guys, all we got to do is get the book written, okay, upload it with a cover, and we're done. And in the time that I'm taking to explain this, and I'm trying to fill a little bit of time because my connection must be slow. Oh, there it is. Green light, upload and conversion successful. So that was it. Now you can preview your book, and frankly, I'm lazy. I don't want to preview it. I know what it's going to look like. It's going to work great. I'm going to hit save and continue. And now, let's let it save. And now we get to the cool part. This is a completely perfect demonstration of why Amazon wants you to succeed and how they'll help you. Step number 7 is to verify your publishing territories. And you'll see on your screen that it is automatically defaulted to worldwide rights, all territories. Now, you can pick individual areas of the world to send your book to. But why would you limit yourself? I mean, to me, I want the world. In fact, if we knew there were humans on the moon, I would add moon to it. And Amazon would probably be there before me. Why limit yourself? Amazon is going to sell it for you. Amazon will do all the work for you. All you got to do is sit on the beach, sit in the pub, do whatever you like. Amazon's doing the work for you. So let them. And that's why it defaults automatically there. I mean, is this not brilliant? I am so tickled by this.
It's just all set for you. That's what. It's just all set there for you. You don't have to think about it, because it's not. You're not thinking which country do I go for. It's just go for the whole world. It makes it so simple.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is that sometimes when we try to limit ourselves to be targeted, sometimes we're being too smart for our own good. And if you were writing a book, in fact, there's one book that someone had written about how to buy real estate in Costa Rica, for example. And I used to live there. This guy wrote specifically for Costa Rica. So he might have thought he should only target it in that area. But you know what? There's people in Asia that are interested in Costa Rica. Because I know I've talked to them. There's people that are in Canada that are interested in Costa Rica. So why would you limit yourself? always go wide, especially when Amazon's paying the freight for you, you know? It's great. And now I want to take you to the fun part, Gavin. This will rock your world. This will totally blow your mind. You get to choose how much money you're going to make. You get to choose your royalty. Excuse me, 1 second, I'll take a sip of water here. Now, you get to choose between a 35 or a 70% royalty. Now, let me stop and share with you what that means. Now, as I told you earlier, I was a publisher. I had a book under rights to publish in the United States. I have U.S. publishing rights to an Australian book, a brilliant book. And in the negotiations of that, we negotiated with the author, and the commission, or the royalty rather, that he was going to get was about 12% commission, a royalty rather. Normally books will range from a 10 to 15%, generally on the max side, royalty, and that depends upon the author and the type of book. Let me repeat that, 10 to 15% on a hardcover book. And that book process might take you a year to get from the book manuscript being written to actually being published on the bookshelves, okay? And very few of those books are actually successful. Amazon will start you at 35%. That's like 3 times the amount of that hardcover book or printed book, up to 70%. What's the difference? I'm going to show you right now. If I click on the 35%, their parameters are that the price must be between 99 cents and $200, and that gives you a 35% royalty rate. Remember, I told you that Ty tested like 50 different price ranges and came up with the 4 that he felt were the most powerful. Well, guess what? They fit into the 70% royalty, and that's between $2.99 and $9.99. Now, are you ready? I'm going to give you one of them right now. If you guys are ready, just type in the chat box, "I'm ready," and I'll tell you what number 1 of the 4 is right now. Just type in "I'm ready." Okay, you guys are ready. Let's do it. And the price right here, ladies and gentlemen, $8.97. Now watch this. It computes for you the estimated royalty that you're going to make on that book. You're going to make $6.27 on every book that is sold. Ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is click right here. If you guys are in the UK, click to automatically base the UK price on the US price. If you are in Germany, do the same thing. If you're in France, if you're in Spain, if you're in Italy, you can price them differently, or you can be lazy like me and just price them exactly the same, and just let them do the conversions for you. It's that simple. And we can have the super blending. I'm going to let that go, not the default right now. It's another option for you to make more money, and that's an advanced process, but it's very, very cool. But we're not going to get into that right now. I'm clicking here to accept the terms and conditions. I'm going to hit this button and save and publish. And ladies and gentlemen, you're now publishing your book. Okay?
That is absolutely incredible.
Is that insane? Now watch. Go to the book.
This is just incredible.
I know. Now wait, look at the status of your book. It is now in review. How long did that take?
That took just about 15 minutes.
Oh my God, that was too long also. I talk too much. What can I tell you? Okay.
But imagine if it was just you and your computer, you weren't given this demonstration. How quick would you be?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, we broke it down literally into a 3-step system. And remember, I keep saying this over and over again, Amazon wants to make it easy for you to make money. Because the sooner you publish, the sooner you get paid. The sooner you get paid, it means that they make money and everybody's happy. And what you're seeing on the screens, by the way, that might have captured your attention, because a lot of you have been looking at this, I can see it, the $700,000 number, the $600,000 number, they actually have some funds that they put together as promotional funds that actually pay you more when you participate in certain promotions. I mean, this is off the hook, guys. I mean, we're not even talking about that now, you know, because there's just so much like that. We just can't even get into all that. But that's more money that you can make, and we get into that in the course. Now, when it gets out of review, which will be anywhere between 12 and 48 hours, depending upon where the book is at, okay, that's really between about half a day and 2 days. Okay, once it is out officially, listen to me carefully, officially, you are now an internationally published author. Let me let that sink in for a second. You are now an internationally published author. Think about that at a cocktail party. Is that not powerful? I mean, that is absolutely wild. My grandmother never did have a lot of stuff when I was a kid. She never really thought I mattered anything because I was always self-employed. When I showed her my first book, and it was a hardcover book written many, many years ago, she was like, oh my God, my grandson, the author. And I was respectable. I wasn't internationally published, but I was published, and that made a big deal in my family, let me tell you. So it is absolutely incredible, absolutely incredible. What's the bottom line, guys? Amazon wants to make as much money as humanly possible, as quickly as possible, as easily as possible, and we've just proven it for you. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And you know what? You're getting it on the ground floor. Okay, it is a billion, with a B, billion-dollar marketplace. I mean, according to Forrester Research, we're talking about $3 billion worth of ebooks last year. And in just a few short years, they figure it's going to jump to about $10 billion for the B dollars. Now, if you think you're getting in late, there's still a lot of money to be made selling money in that Kindle. And, it's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. You're getting in on the ground floor of this thing. And let me share with you one of the reasons why I say that's the case. Because the market's constantly growing. I mean, just recently, they came out with a $79 Kindle. Now, I want you to think about something. Is there much money in the Kindle for Amazon? Is there much profit there? I don't think so. They're practically giving it away is because what they want to do is they want to basically give it to you so you buy content. And think about it like this. Let's go back years ago. And gentlemen, remember the Gillette razor. Okay, King Gillette was the guy who created the Gillette razor. Remember back in the beginning, they practically gave that razor away. Why? Because you would buy the blades, and you buy the blades over and over again. Today, in the publishing side of things, okay, it's the printer. You buy the dot matrix of the laser printer, so you can buy the toner. And I got a printer recently. It was less than $100 for this killer printer, but it was a toner that took me back a notch or two. Okay, so that's what this is about. Amazon wants to give you a Kindle basically, okay, and you just consume the content. And they've gone to the Kindle Touch at $99, and they even now have the Kindle Fire, which is their iPad killer. And as I mentioned earlier, my mom's got one. Well, she got one because I gave it to her. I got her one, and she is as happy as can be. Mom is not a youngster, but let me tell you something. She loves her Kindle Fire, and she's taking it with her on her trip to Antarctica right now. And she's actually using it. She loves it. She takes it down to the pool. People are like, "You have one of these? Is that cool?" People talk about it. It's really, really neat. So that's why it's working so well, because it's unique, and still is. But let me give you another reason that is insanely powerful, guys. Think about this. Two major companies, Amazon and Apple, the two of the world's largest holders of credit card data, of credit card numbers. They hold over 300 million credit card numbers. Okay? 300 million people's credit card numbers are in their databases. And what's more about this that's very important is that they've mastered the art of both simplistic buying and impulsive buying. And you see on the right-hand side over here where it says buy now with one click, that's it. Just a couple days ago, actually, I bought an ebook. And I bought it just by clicking one button. And you'll see right here it says buy now with one click and deliver to your iPad. That's exactly what I did. It delivered directly to my iPad too, okay? And I had to do nothing but say, do it. It asked for, all I had to do was log in on an Amazon account, okay, and click buy. And it was done. Absolutely done. Is that seamless? I mean, guys, it gets no better than that. It removed every obstacle to purchase. And that's why I could go in just 1 month alone to nearly $30,000 in deposits from Amazon. Let's take a look at what he's doing. Okay, going to the bottom over here in blue, we're looking at, I think this is the German site, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's the German site. Nearly $500 from Germany. This one is the U.S. site that's in red over here. It's $23,000, and then $5,000 from the UK. The UK and American sites are the two sites that will give you the most income. The other sites, the German, Spanish, Italian, not quite as much, but I don't care. I'll take it wherever it comes from, won't you? Because you're not doing any extra work. All you're doing is saying yes. And I'll say yes to any more income, won't you? So the operative question here is, when do you want your diamond mine to start producing for you? Remember, Amazon wants to make it easy for you to make money. And ultimately, Amazon wants you to get paid on your terms. Let me also share one other thing with you. And I know, Cabot, that for you particularly, given some of the conversations that we've had, this is really important to you, especially as a JV partner. With Amazon, you never have to worry or wonder or pray about if you're going to get paid, and if you're going to get paid on time, and if you're going to get paid the right amount. They pay on time, all time, the right way. They're a public company. They're audited, okay, and they want you to be happy, and they will pay you on time. Unlike many other people that we have done business with in the past, this is an absolute no-brainer. I got to tell you that in all the things I've seen, in all the years I've been in business, and all the different scenarios that have been presented to me, this is, quite frankly, the most no-brainer, oh my gosh, why haven't I done this before kind of thing I've ever seen. And I admit to you, I waited a long time to get involved in this because I didn't see what Ty saw. Ty saw the opportunity, Ty did the research, and honestly, he makes it so easy for us to really change our life and live our lives on our own terms. I mean, we just spent a few minutes showing you just a few half-decent selling titles. Just having those in your account, a few of them, could change your life. And imagine if you had 9, 10, or 11 of them, or even 20 titles in your account, what that could do. Remember, John Locke, 9 titles, sold 1 million copies in under a year. And if you priced them at our sweet spot, one of them I told you was at $8.97. That was over $6 profit per title. I mean, I might need a calculator to figure that one out, but that's a good thing. Okay, not because it's a fraction, but because it's like to the nth power. So, the ultimate question I always like to ask people is, when you're kind of making that sort of money on a regular and consistent and growing basis, what would you do with the extra income? What would you do? What would your life be? What would it change? Would you put it to your kids' future, to better education, to pay down your mortgage and buy your house back? Would you buy a better house? Would you buy furniture for it? What would you do? Add on to your property? Would you get a dream car? I mean, could you finally afford to buy the car that you were never allowed to buy because it was just simply didn't make any sense? To buy the toy car you've always wanted. Let me tell you something, guys. There's a shopping mall about 10 minutes from where I live here in Bangkok. Okay, in that shopping mall, there's a toy store. It's my toy store. What they're selling it? They sell Maseratis. You can have one of those Maseratis when you start building this kind of income. Okay? You can get them made, and that's a luxury for a lot of people. And boy, I tell you, it's fun. You not have to do the cleaning yourself. We'll help you get out of debt. My gosh, we'll travel the globe like I love to do, like Ty does. We'll start your own business. The possibilities are absolutely endless, and I want to reiterate that this is a complete business. This is a business where you can actually sell your business because you own the rights to all of your books. But this is a business that quite frankly, you don't need a computer with. I mean, you can use a computer at an internet cafe. I mean, you can live your life and run it on your own terms. It's insane. And more than anything else, guys, it's growing. You're in at the right spot. I mean, it's growing month after month, and you don't do anything at all other than put up more content if you so choose. Okay? I mean, Ty did all the work to get the checks coming in once, yet each month he keeps getting paid month after month after month. All you got to do is take a few more minutes, get a few more books printed, listen to me, written, and you go ahead and upload those suckers and add it to your account. And you saw that even in talking a bunch, that was done in 15 minutes per book. I don't know about you, but if you did 4 books an hour, not too shabby. It's great. I wanted to reiterate, the more money you make, the more money Amazon makes, the more money Amazon makes, the more money you make. It goes hand in hand, and they love you, okay? And it's just super easy. I mean, it's just absolutely super, super, super easy. Now, there's no such thing as a push-button, get-rich-quick system, and that's absolutely true. But you know what? I don't know anything that's any closer than this. And the other thing is, this works. So let me reiterate. Step 1 is research. Step 2 is to create the content. Remember, you don't do it yourself. You can have somebody do it for you. And step 3 is to publish it, which takes just a few minutes. Step 4 is to make money. And they help you do that, or they do all that for you. You don't even have to get up off the Barca Lounge or off the beach to go ahead and put it in the bank for you. I mean, you just don't have to do that. Just a few weeks ago, Ty and his wife and I were on this amazing cruise. I'll tell you about it in a few minutes. But we're cruising around the Caribbean, going to Mexico, ziplining in Costa Rica, taking these really amazing trips through Panama, seeing the Panama Canal, which I've always wanted to see, and we're still getting paid. We're on this boat. We're not really online because it's phenomenally expensive, and we don't want to be online. We want to be playing with our friends. And by the way, it was actually a business trip, which again we'll hear about in a minute. But we're making money while we're playing. It's crazy. Now, anybody, let me say this again, anybody can join this program. It's not their associate's program, which does limit you. This is KDP, the Kindle Direct Publishing Program, so anyone can join, no matter where you are in the world. And you saw that drop down, and every country in the world was listed there. So all you got to do is pick the country that you're from, and you're good to go. So it's any country in the world, any country in the world again, and up to 70% royalties on your book. That is just huge. So if you are tired of the same old hard thing, this is absolutely for you. Okay, this is what rocks my world. This is why I'm so committed to this, and why I want to share with you. And let me just give it to you this way. Here's the whole key, guys. Set it and forget it. You don't have to drive traffic. Amazon does. You don't take the orders. Amazon does. There's no customer service issues. Amazon takes care of that. You don't ship anything. Amazon delivers electronically. You don't need a merchant account, which means that you don't have to have good credit because merchant accounts require good credit. You don't have to deal with PayPal. No headaches there. And I'm going to share with you, I've got a buddy of mine in London who just had a PayPal account shut down about 10 hours ago, and he's freaking out because they've got about $40,000 or $60,000 that they're holding, and he still doesn't know why. Okay? No chasing of prospects and customers. Remember, Amazon's got over 300 million credit card numbers on file, and all those people have to do is click yes, and they bought your stuff. It doesn't get easier than that. Okay? They've made it so easy, and it's simple. It's easy to get started. You need very little skill, okay, limited skill required, and we teach you what you got to do. You get a monthly recurring income stream. Amazon handles getting all the traffic, okay? You don't need to listen to this part. I love this the most. You don't need to know how to build a website, do a blog, social media, tagging. I mean, none of that stuff. It's nothing. You don't need to worry about affiliate program, nothing. They handle all the order taking, fulfillment, customer service, returns, hassles, aggravations. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm going, why have I been knocking my head against the wall all these years trying to build a better mousetrap? This is just, it's a no-brainer, okay? You can sign up anywhere you live and you get 70% every single month, okay? So who is this for? It's for anyone who's looking for an easy way to make money. And here's the key thing, guys. If you've never sold anything in your life, if you're not a salesperson, if you are an introvert and do not ever want to leave your home, this is absolutely for you, okay? You don't have to do a book tour, okay? You don't do any of that sort of stuff. If you have an 8th grade education, Ty's 13-year-old daughter does, and she's doing this right now, okay? If you have limited experience, limited internet access, limited time, or even limited money, you don't need any of those tools that most people think that they need. If you hate writing, you outsource like Ty and I do. You don't need technical skills at all, and you can live anywhere outside of the U.S. And as I said, there's people all over the globe that are making money with this system. It's simple, and I just like the path of least resistance. It's so brilliant. So if you're wanting to get started right now, and I completely encourage you to, I'm going to share with you how we put together an incredibly complete course that takes you step by step by step about how Ty grew his Amazon Kindle publishing account from nothing to that $30,000 a month you've seen in just less than a few months. And I will share with you that Ty initially was reluctant to actually teach this course and put it together. He's been, beat up by his friends and associates to put it together, and he did. And you know what? When he commits to something, he goes wholehearted, and he has put together an incredible course. Everything he knows, everything he's learned is in this course, and you're seeing a picture of it right now on your screen. It's absolutely huge. You're going to learn how to find the hot topics that are incredibly high in demand, and those topics that will sell like crazy and make you money fast. Okay? We just touched the tip of the iceberg when we went through that Google search tool. That's nothing compared to what you're going to learn in the course. Remember, we've tested dozens of different topics over the past few months on a list of the best ones. These are the mega money ideas, and you're going to get every single one of them. We will show you how to pick the best way to go, whether it's hiring a ghostwriter or writing it yourself. And once again before, we'll show you the right and wrong ways to go about doing it and how to make sure you own the rights to what they write for you. Because some people completely mess this up. And if you do, you don't own your book. You bought something, but you didn't keep the rights. You have to keep the rights, ladies and gentlemen, so that way you own your business, because it is still your business. Amazon is just selling it for you. You can sell the book anywhere you want. You can print it if you want to. I mean, it's your book. So you can, I mean, you can just take this to sky's the limit, okay? Now, if you want to write your own content, as I mentioned earlier, you've got a pre-formatted templates. It makes the entire process of writing a lot easier, and it's not that easy. And we'll also get your material approved by Amazon every time. Remember, right now, what's our status in the book we just uploaded? It's in review status. So the next 12 to 48 hours, Amazon will come back and will approve our book. This helps eliminate any delays. You'll fill in the blanks and rock and roll. You're also going to learn a very simple strategy that Ty taught one of his buddies, and that's now making him nearly $4,000 a month from writing not even ebooks, but 2 to 3 page reports. Now, it's really, really easy to do. In fact, you've got kids doing it. But what's even more important is that this buddy of his has a 7th grade education. Yeah, there's an easy button on that page for that very reason. It's just crazy, okay? And we're also going to learn the same thing that Ty told one of the world's biggest internet marketing gurus that's allowed him to test 2 ebooks, and Greg sold over 100 copies right out the gate his first time doing it. Yeah, it really is that easy. Now, if you know their name is Greg Caesar, that's who it is. And I forget that's the other secret. But Greg's loving this, and he's having his whole family do this now. It's rocking his world, and there's more that he's doing, which I'll show you in a minute too. You're also going to learn how to find what people are searching for and what they want to buy, so you can give it right to them the way they want, in their own thoughts. The easiest way to make money online is by finding what they want to buy and by giving it to them. You will learn how it is done. It's the right way, okay? Now, you're also going to learn, and we'll reveal to you, remember we talked about there being 4 prices? Well, we'll give you the other 3 of the top 4 prices. And they've been tested, they've been proven, and they've doubled, tripled, and even quadrupled High's ebook sales in some cases. You're going to have those. Now remember, we just touched the tip of the iceberg. There's nothing more complete than this. There's nothing more complete than this. Now, the other things we've also found that are important to you, that will draw mega attention to your ebooks and make people want to buy them, are what we're going to give you. I mean, it's going to be incredibly powerful. Now, here's the thing. Getting this right means mega cash in your pocket. But here's the thing I need to warn you about. Okay, a lot of people fail because they think it's really simple. And it is simple if you know what you're doing, if you know the shortcuts, if you know the little sneaky little tools that we've got for you, okay? But a lot of people don't have this info. They try to do it and they fall flat on their face, and that's when they're like, oh, it never worked. Well, I can see you guys being successful. You guys have been participating. You guys have made great comments. You guys have had the right attitude. And, and by the way, that's not really a big surprise because I've already told me that going right ahead. We see a lot of audiences that just don't have what you have. So I know that you guys have what it takes to be successful. And I can see you guys doing that. And that's why I think without a shadow of a doubt that you're absolutely great candidates for this. Now, we're also going to show you how to get super professional covers, like the one we uploaded a minute ago. You see it right there on the screen. Now, as I said earlier, some people are paying thousands of dollars, and some local people are outsourcing for hundreds of dollars. We'll show you, well, in some cases less than $3. And they sell, and they're good quality covers. You really want to make sure that your covers are of quality and help sell your book, because if not, they'll only hurt you. A lot of people, believe it or not, are making massive mistakes with their covers, and it's shameful. But they try to take shortcuts, and you don't need to take shortcuts. I mean, you really don't need to take shortcuts. You will also learn some other simple tips that we use for picking what content to sell on Amazon. One of these methods tripled Ty sales from $3,000 to nearly $8,000 a month. That's 3 times more sales on Amazon. And yes, you will have that information. But you're also going to get the flip side of that. We will share with you the stupid Amazon things, stupid Amazon mistakes that will cause you to lose money if you do them. Okay, if you do that. If you do it on your own, you'll learn exactly how people are doing this in live examples, the top 5 money-losing mistakes that people consistently are making on Amazon every day, how you can avoid making them. So you go straight to making money right now, which is, again, the key to this. I mean, there's a lot of content here, guys. I mean, it's just huge. You're going to get access to the entire list of those title enhancers I mentioned to you that we include on our titles when adding a book to our accounts. That takes you from concept to cash. Concept to cash. And by adding some of those keywords to your title, it gets people to look at your ebook and then go buy it. And like I said to you earlier, doesn't matter where in the world you are, they're buying rain or shine, day or night, Super Bowl Sunday or not, they're buying your books because not everybody's celebrating holidays when you are. Okay, people are buying every day, all day long, all over the world. And yes, that's when you're sleeping, playing, or anything else that you're doing for fun. You will also learn, ladies and gentlemen, how you can get hundreds and even thousands of other websites to post links. Listen to this. How you can get thousands of other websites to post links back to your ebooks on Amazon, helping you make even more money. Now, we didn't get into this, but Ty makes about $5,000 a month on this alone. And by the way, he admits this. He ignores this. He has completely ignored this. Now he's giving it to his daughter to look after and for her to play with because, frankly, he just never gave her the time. Now, he makes a lot of money with this. I'm thrilled to talk about it because it's really cool stuff. You learn exactly how to do it. Excuse me. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to be so cavalier to forget about $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year, and that's just one little strategy that we'll talk about. Now, there's a lot. I know we've given you a lot. So if you feel you need help, which you really probably won't need